I gonna do today? So ever since I was a kid, I've had a strange fascination with inexpensive econoboxes. Cars that get people from point A to point B without much fuss. Cars that have really no good reason to be loved. Cars that favor utility over luxury, simplicity over extravagance. What is this? A 1974 Datsun B210. This car was only known as the B210 in North America. It was called the Sunny in Asia and the 120Y in Europe. There weren't many of these left on the road by the time I got my driver's license. This is the first one that I've seen in a really long time. From what I've read, it seems like the main story about B210s are that they were super reliable, but their thin metal made them incredibly rust prone anywhere outside of California. But that brown color, that's amazing. The 70s were all about brown, lime green, orange cars. This one looks amazing. Let's go take a look. The Datsun B210 has always been at the top of my list for cool, cheap economy cars. By today's standards, it's not a particularly great car. It's slow, it's weird looking, and most of them rusted to pieces. But they were incredibly reliable. And back in 1974, this was one of the least expensive, most fuel-efficient cars you could buy. That was a big deal during the oil crisis, and Datsun sold tons of these. Before today, I had never driven one of these things. I'm really looking forward to spending some more time with this car. I don't know why, but I've always loved the way that this thing looks. Maybe it's this strange elongated hatchback shape. Maybe it's these honeycomb hubcaps that look like somebody beat each one with a ball-peen hammer. Or maybe it's these crazy odd taillights. Or the weird angle on the front grille. All right, let's take a look under the hood. Simplicity. And maybe a fan belt that needs to be replaced. Lots of cobwebs. Radiator cap's making a quacking sound. I'm not sure what that's all about. 1.3 liter pushrod motor. That only made 75 horsepower new. More simplicity. I don't even know if a tachometer was available in this car, but if you didn't get one, they just covered that spot up with a little plastic cover that says Datsun. And I guess that's so you don't ever forget what you're driving. There you got the wipers on the dash, an old radio that doesn't work, and another nice little reminder of what car you're driving. It's also got a cool little tiny glove box with some original Datsun literature, in case you don't know how to put gas in your car. And mirror on only one side because Datsun. And let me just say how small this car is on the inside. But when I sit up straight, my head totally hits the ceiling. All right, let's go sit in the back seat. All right, this isn't really gonna work. Let's just say this back seat is good for kids and people without legs. I'm gonna see if this little brown turd can make it up to Vasquez Rocks. It's a series of stunning rock formations just outside of Los Angeles. I've only driven this car about 10 minutes so far, so it'd be interesting to see if this car has enough life in it to make it up there. Or if the brakes even work. Let's go find out. All right, whoa. This is what you need to start this car. This car is slow, like really, really slow, especially uphill. And it kind of smells like gas the entire time you're driving it, which is a little bit unsettling. Most people under the age of 30 have probably never had to experience a car as slow as the B210. Let me give you a little mental image as to how slow the B210 is. Picture a Hyundai Accent. Now picture that Hyundai Accent driving uphill. Now picture that Hyundai Accent towing a Ford F-350 Super Duty pickup. Now picture that Ford F-350 towing a trailer full of constipated elephants. That's how slow the B210 is. Driving a B210 is just a few steps above riding a bicycle. But for a 43-year-old car, this engine runs great. As far as I can tell, it's the original engine. It's got 187,000 miles. Maybe it's 287,000, I'm not really sure. But it just keeps chugging along without complaint. All right, let's see if we can find a place to see what this car is really capable of. I'd like to see if this car has any chance of reaching 60 miles an hour. All right, this looks like a good spot. All right, Datsun B210 0 to 60 test in 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, spun the tires. That was amazing. All right, 25 miles an hour. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 60. I was actually pretty surprised. I didn't think we were going to hit 60. So now, if anybody asks you if a Datsun B210 can achieve 60 miles an hour, the answer is a definitive yes. Yes, it can. Somehow it can. All right, here we are, Vasquez Rocks. Let's go take a look around. These rock formations were formed millions of years ago through erosion and activity along the San Andreas Fault. Some of these rock slabs that jut out of the ground reach more than 150 feet high. And if this place looks familiar, it's because countless movies, TV shows, music videos, and commercials have been filmed here. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that more film has been shot here than anywhere else in California. Somebody look that up. Perhaps one of the most well-known uses of this area was the Star Trek episode Arena. Captain Kirk has a battle with Gorn, a humanoid reptile alien. Right at the very top there is where Captain Kirk pushed down the boulder that killed Gorn. I've also seen these rock formations in Blazing Saddles, the Flintstones movie, MacGyver, A-Team, and just about any old Western TV series. Alright, let's figure out how to get to the top of this thing. think about it, cars are kind of dumb. But like a lot of people, I've had a fascination with cars for as long as I can remember. Cars have a weird place in my heart. They pollute, but they provide freedom to explore. They break down, but they can be a vessel where you can create some really good memories. So yeah, this Datsun is just a car, but a car can represent a time in your life. In some ways, a car can be like a physical embodiment of the idea that life is a journey, not a destination. I know that sounds cheesy, but when I think about cars, I think of that. To me, a car can act like a symbol or a reminder in my life to try new things, even if they sound stupid. Buy a $500 hoopty and drive it to the mountains. Take risks, go exploring, create some new memories that get absorbed into a pile of metal, gasoline, and oil. And this little brown turd made it on its first journey, and it helped me experience some new things. Now let's see if it can make it the rest of the way home. What places do you want to explore? What places should I check out next? What terrible car should I buy next? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to see what kind of adventures I'm on next.